The name of Oakland's airport to San Francisco Bay Oakland International Airport. What do you think? Is it a good move? Is it even lawful? Now, this afternoon, we're having a conversation with both sides. In just a few minutes, San Francisco City Attorney joins us live to talk about their position. And we'll also hear directly from the Port of Oakland about why they feel this change is needed. And now to the proposal to change the name of Oakland's airport, and it sparked some conflict with its counterpart across the bay. We all know where Oakland is, but a traveler from outside the area may need more geographical context. That's the idea behind the proposed name change, but as Kelsi Thorud reports, SFO is pushing back.
San Francisco International Airport officials are not happy about this announcement by Oakland International Airport that it is looking to change its name. SFO officials say they believe if this name change goes through, it will only confuse travelers trying to come here to the Bay Area.
We certainly understand the desire to attract more airlines and more passengers, but we think there's a right way of doing it, and we don't think this renaming is the right way to do it.
Doug Yakel, the spokesperson for San Francisco International Airport, says SFO has voiced strong concerns directly to Oakland Airport officials over their proposal to change their name to San Francisco Bay Oakland International Airport.
Our concern is that you might have travelers that are thinking they're booking a trip to one airport, and when they land, they realize they're arriving at a completely different airport than they intended.
OAK posted this video on their social media announcing the name change consideration, saying it would help educate travelers on the proximity of the airport to other Bay Area destinations.
We found that over half of frequent international travelers and nearly a third of domestic travelers are unaware of OAK's amazing location in the heart of Northern California and the San Francisco Bay Area.
OAK officials say the name change would also help attract more direct flights to the airport and help protect the jobs of their more than 30,000 employees. But some local officials, including State Senator Scott Wiener, say changing the airport's name to include San Francisco is going too far.
Oakland is not San Francisco. We have a San Francisco International Airport. And the idea that Oakland would basically cut and paste that name, San Francisco International Airport, into its own name makes no sense. It's going to cause huge confusion among travelers, and it's just not fair.
OAK officials sent us this statement saying, quote, "For every airport name, there will be lots of differing opinions. We understand and respect that. Our proposed name modification is both pro-Oakland and pro-jobs. We want to boost jobs and economic activity for Oakland. Still, SFO officials say the name change would do more harm than good."
Yes, all three Bay Area airports were competing for the same passengers and traffic, but we want to serve our customers well. And I think that begins by accurately representing the airport that you're in, where your airport is located, and the region that you're serving.
And SFO officials told me voicing their concerns directly to OAK is really just the first step in this. They say they are taking this name change very seriously and are looking at all of their options when it comes to voicing their opposition.
The Port of Oakland says that Oakland Airport has lost the majority of the 54 routes it added since July of 2008. They point out that the airport code OAK and the visual brand wouldn't change, even if the airport's full name is modified. And they say that the three airlines are endorsing the plans for a name change. Oakland Airport's largest carrier, Southwest, its second largest carrier, Spirit, and its largest international carrier, the Mexican airline Volaris. But as the name change debate heats up, there is even talk of legal action. Coming up, we talk live with San Francisco City Attorney about why they're against this change and how it could even be unlawful. About 30 miles separate Oakland International Airport from SFO, which we should notice technically in San Mateo County. But if a proposal goes through, both would have San Francisco in their names. Now, joining me now, San Francisco City Attorney David Chiu. San Francisco is opposed to this proposed name change. Let's just start there. Explain your opposition to what they're considering.
So we're very concerned that Oakland's proposal is going to create immense confusion and chaos for travelers, particularly visitors for whom English is not their first language, who do not read or speak English. San Francisco also, though, would have our trademark protections violated. San Francisco has been operating this airport for the better part of a century, since 1927. For most of that time, it's used the name San Francisco International Airport or San Francisco Airport. And we've had the name for so long and the trademark for so long that under federal law, it's incontestable.
So technically, they're saying that what they want to change their name to is San Francisco Bay Oakland International Airport, which on its face is accurate. The geography is that airport does sit on part of the San Francisco Bay. Does it not?
So I definitely appreciate that argument, but anyone who sees the two names next to each other will see how similar they are and the incredibly high likelihood of confusion. And that's the standard when it comes to federal trademark infringement lawsuits and why we believe our trademark protections are extremely strong.
Okay. So the people from the port say, we need to make this change because travelers are often confused. They don't perhaps associate Oakland with the Bay Area. And so if we clarify that by changing the name, they'll understand that this is an option for them. Do you feel that perhaps this is an intentional effort to maybe confuse things a little bit, that some portion of the flying public will make the mistake inadvertently of choosing this airport instead of going to SFO?
From what we understand about this proposal, we are very concerned. It appears to be potentially intentionally diverting traffic from passengers who may not be familiar with the Bay Area, suggesting that Oakland has a business relationship with SFO, which it does not. We're very sympathetic to Oakland's perspective when it comes to how it wants to attract more tourism. We all want to see more tourism in the broader Bay Area, but this is not the legal or practical way to go about it.
Okay. So there is a likelihood that this change may be decided tomorrow. What is the city, if they go, because they've indicated that this is what their plan is and they plan to move forward with it. So let's assume that they do. What is your next move?
So they very recently announced this proposal, and we're all just reacting to it. From our perspective, we very much would like to sit down with them to see if we can come up with an alternative that would work for both of our regions and both of our airports. And our hope is that Oakland will reconsider what it is planning to do. But if it doesn't, we will be forced to look at all of our legal options.
Okay. Now, in terms of that, we're talking about two cities, two governments. Ultimately, this money is coming from taxpayers. For either side, is the money that would be spent either prosecuting or defending against a lawsuit, is that really the best way to use limited resources and tax dollars?
Well, this is why we very much hope to have an opportunity to sit down with Oakland, because we don't think that litigation is a great option here. Litigation is really a last resort. But if Oakland chooses to move forward with these actions, we may not be left with any choices but to file a lawsuit.
So there is some precedence in the sense that there are other regions or cities that have multiple airports that perhaps have the city somewhere in their name. Does that not apply here as well, potentially?
Well, we've started to look at that, and from our perspective, we feel very strongly that our trademark rights, our trademark claims are strong. This issue has come up before. In other instances, cities that choose to copy or imitate another city's name will often back down. We'll see what happens here with Oakland.
Okay. And in terms of, there's three major airports in this area, all kind of competing, as we heard in the story earlier, for the same sort of pool of flyers. Is there a way, short of them abandoning this, that you think that you can work it out? Is there something that they can do to modify their name that would be amenable to San Francisco?
Well, we think there are many things that Oakland could consider, in addition to other names, to uplift its geographic location and to address the confusion that they see. But I think the difference between San Francisco International Airport and San Francisco Bay Oakland International Airport will cause immense confusion and chaos for passengers who are coming from from all over the world who may not be fluent in English.
Well, David, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for your answers and your candor. A very interesting, issue, and one unlikely to be resolved here or tomorrow or probably in the weeks to come. But thank you so much for your input.
Thank you. We have a lot of affection for our neighbors across the Bay. This is a bit of an unfortunate circumstance, but we hope to work through it in a way that avoids litigation.
All right, David, thank you. Now, we also spoke with the Port of Oakland to hear their side of things. We'll hear why they believe that the name change is necessary. That's next. And remember, you can watch us anytime, anywhere in our streaming service, CBS News Bay Area. Catch all of our live newscasts, plus news and weather updates throughout the day. You can find us on the free CBS News app or on Pluto TV. Our big story today, the proposal to rename Oakland International Airport, adding San Francisco Bay to the title. We just heard from San Francisco City Attorney about potential legal action to block that change. Our Ann Makovic joins us with the Port of Oakland side. Ann?
Yeah, the port has contended that this would be helpful to the entire region, clarifying with travelers the options they have and eventually bringing in more routes that all of us can take advantage of. They say the problem with their name now is that people from far away don't know where Oakland is.
We currently sit on the San Francisco Bay. We've been here for almost 100 years. Our property sits right on the bay itself. And really, I think what we kind of highlight is the ease of getting in and out of the Bay Area.
Port officials say the airport code, OAK, and its visual brand would not change. They say they have the support of several airlines, hoping more people will buy tickets on planes to Oakland if they know that it's part of the regional Bay Area.
People getting on the airplane in other locations, whether it be Philadelphia or New York, right? Airlines are having difficulty filling the airplanes on the inbound, not the outbound piece. So we think this will help, kind of educate the traveling public.
Again, Port of Oakland commissioners are expected to consider that name change modification at their meeting tomorrow. Devin.
All right, thank you, Ann. We've now heard from both official stances on the airport name change debate. Coming up, we hear from you, sounding off on social media. On social media, people have been sounding off about the proposal to change the name of Oakland Airport to include San Francisco Bay in it. One person posted, "I think it's going to be confusing, plus it's too long. I love OAK and generally prefer it to SFO. Either way, I definitely don't think the name change is worth a legal battle." Another person writes, "But wouldn't it get a little confusing for travelers? I travel for work and have to make sure the travel agent knows the difference between San Francisco Bay Oakland Airport and San Francisco Airport. It seems risky." On the flip side, someone wrote, "Oakland Airport should absolutely name itself San Francisco Bay Airport. It's completely appropriate, and the city does not own the Bay Area moniker." On our X account, we're asking, would a name change at Oakland International Airport confuse travelers? So far, 83% of the people responding said yes, 17% said no. Now, we invite you to share your thoughts on this using the hashtag KPIX. We want to thank you for joining in on this conversation. We'll keep you updated on the potential airport name change as news develops. Now, for now, CBS Evening News is next on KPIX. Local news continues on our streaming service, CBS News Bay Area.